This is the Uptick Network Stock Day Podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Penny stock news and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a returning guest. He is Dennis Calvert. He is the CEO of BioLargo. Well, they trade on the OTC QB under the ticker symbol BLGO. Dennis, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Everett. Thanks for having us. Really a pleasure.
You know, your stock has blown up since the last time we've had you on the show. What gives?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, right? I mean, everybody. Oh, it's a good one. I think it's a culmination of a series of things. You know, the company's really coming out of an incredibly long R&D cycle, and we've managed to build out 3 technical platforms, winning all sorts of awards, product awards, and then academic awards, and then recognition for innovation, and it's just kind of stacking up. And I think the language really of the company has shifted so dramatically from sort of what it could be to what it is. And that's a big deal, right? It's not what it could be now, it's what it is, what the technology, what the products represent. We're in the early stage of commercial adoption. Our breakthrough water technology is finding acceptance from both industry and academics and municipalities and federal funding, what we know it to be is a technical breakthrough, right? And then, of course, our industrial odor control product is finding traction in the selling market, so we're very excited about that. Sales are climbing, which is very exciting. And then, of course, we've got these advanced wound care products in the medical field, and we're making progress on those as well. So I think it's that simple, this long, steadfast commitment to building excellence in science and product design, and now the market is realizing that we've got game-changing, disruptive technologies that turned into products that can make money, and we're on the mission.
Can you give us an update for myself and the listeners, an update about the CupriDyne cleaning commercial efforts? Where are we at in the process of that?
Yeah, so that's great. So remember, the CupriDyne Clean is a product that was first developed in the consumer products years ago. We won 4 Products of the Year awards, but we really suffered under licensing deals and had a hard time really turning those into money, which was interesting. And when you look at those markets, they were highly commoditized up against big international brands and distribution and all these barriers to entry that really made it tough to commercialize that product. About 9 months ago, we were recruited into that industry by one of the leaders in the waste handling industry. And as it turns out, that liquid chemistry, which is a specialty chemistry product, is incredibly effective at oxidizing volatile organic compounds. VOCs is the acronym, VOC. Well, like sulfur and ammonia and mercaptans. And so what's happened is we found ourselves in a spot where we can take that liquid chemistry and mist it into misting systems, then literally treat the air, and it breaks down these volatile organic compounds so effectively and so gently that it's safe for people, safe for the environment, safe for surfaces, and incredibly effective at breaking down volatile organic compounds, things that stink. And these things that stink, these vapors, are natural byproducts of decomposition, right? Okay. So once we sort of found ourselves in that market, we set up a whole program. That's a selling program, a commission program, a distributor program, a value proposition for customers with an unconditional guarantee of satisfaction, and for large corporate accounts, free trials, right? We say, look, you try it. We know one thing. When you use it, you'll see immediately that it's a product that outperforms any product you've ever seen in the market. And so literally that's what's happening. We're out building distribution and trials, and we're finding acceptance from some very large accounts that are now expanding from 1 to 3 to 6 locations and more. And we're in the hunt with a number of big corporate accounts. And those are just, in our opinion, they're just a matter of time before they really find traction and roll out. And what's amazing about that product is the biggest objection is the fact that the products they've used in the past were so poor that they have a hard time believing us.
Right. So let me ask you this: do you have a sales team? How are you getting the news out? How are you getting traction on this? And what kind of revenues could we be seeing here in the first and second quarter of 2017 for this product?
That's a good question. So we're not quite at the spot where we're ready to forecast revenues because there's still things that are organizationally growing, right? And so before you start forecasting, our attitude is to be really careful so that we exceed what we project, okay? And what we know, for example, let me give you an example. We're selling right now through agents, internal sales, trade associations where we've signed up as affiliates, and we're marketing through those trade associations and events where we can do demos. Because right now, if you do a demo, you get a trial, and if you do a trial, you get a customer.
I see.
I mean, that's the basic profile. And then as that's gaining momentum, of course, we're negotiating with some of the larger players for volume discounts and things like that to really expand the adoption cycle in a more rapid fashion. So here's what we think. We know that if we keep doing what we're doing, and of course invest in infrastructure and marketing, that we can continue to expand sales on a pretty steadfast clip. And the sales are growing. And I like to say they're growing about double every 60, 90 days, okay? But what can happen is some of these big corporate accounts could step in and really adopt it as a corporate profile and say, hey, everybody needs to use this product. And all of a sudden, some of these accounts, have hundreds, if not the largest is probably something like 500 or 600 locations, right? And so those accounts represent a couple $1,000s a month in product sales to us, and we have to service them, have to train them, and support them, and deliver, and make sure it works. But those big corporate accounts represent really fast growth opportunities, and we believe that it's only a matter of time before we get that kind of adoption. But we are up against this legacy perception that there's no odor product that actually works. And that is our challenge. We have to show them that there is a product that actually works, and it's affordable and safe and easy, and you just didn't know.
Exactly.
And so it gets us really excited, though, because it's the first time, in the journey for BioLargo where there's a target where literally we can do a demo and get an account. My
guest today is Dennis Calvert. He is the CEO of BioLargo, Inc. Well, they trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol BLGO. And talking about revenues, and you guys have 4 or 5 different products that are coming out to the mainstream. Which product do you think is going to lead in the revenue department for BioLargo in the first and second quarter of 2017?
I know, it's so funny you asked that question. We have a little bit of a horse race going on, right? There's even a little bit of internal competition, which is really...
That's a good thing.
Right? It's a great thing. I mean, the good news is that everything where we've invested, every asset that we've really invested time, energy, and money, refining, developing, positioning within each industry for adoption, is actually working. I mean, it's amazing, right? So we've got 3 broad stroke categories: industrial odor control, the advanced water treatment, and then these advanced medical products for advanced wound care.
Right.
Okay? Each has its own capital, technical, regulatory, journey, but in each category, they're really a highly disruptive platform that can impact these very large markets. Okay, so the way we think about it is, and this is one of the beauties about BioLargo,